If you lived in Sebastopol prior to 1964, the sound of a steam whistle would have been a familiar noise.
They rang the whistle at 8 in the morning, 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, and 5 o'clock.
That steam whistle noise came from Sturgeon's steam-powered sawmill, one of just a few working steam mills in California.
Is something on fire back here? What are we looking at behind?
That's just the steam, the exhaust from the steam engines.
These days, the whistle blows just a few times a year during the open house events, but Tom Schaefer can still remember when he ran through the white puffy steam.
When I was young, I used to play in the steam, and my mom would get so mad because they actually inject oil into the steam for lubrication, and of course my clothes were ruined.
Playing in the steam is still frowned upon today, but you can still visit and watch the lost art of steam milling.
It's all mechanical and manual labor here.
Absolutely, there's no computers, there's no hydraulics, any of that.
Tom's great-grandfather, Wade Sturgeon, built the sawmill back in 1914. According to Tom, it was kind of an act of rebellion for his great-grandfather.
He worked in sawmills as a young man and wasn't making any money working for somebody, so he says, I'm gonna do my own.
Building a sawmill wasn't easy back then. Tom's great-grandfather borrowed and bought a lot of used equipment. In the beginning, logs were cut with steam, but the trees were carried by hand and with horses. But the business was booming.
America was growing. After the San Francisco earthquake, 1906, huge demand to rebuild San Francisco and the surrounding areas.
Giant redwood was the lumber of choice, and as demand grew, so did the mill. The horses were replaced by mechanically powered winches called steam donkeys, and more than 5 steam engines were added to help with production. Getting an up-close look at these archaic machines is quite a sight. Everything here is over 100 years old.
It's got to take a tremendous amount of maintenance to keep these things going.
The engines themselves are pretty simple. Grease and oil is the secret to making them last.
At its peak, Sturgeon Sawmill produced more than 15,000 board feet of lumber a day with a 10-man crew. That may sound like a lot, but it wasn't enough to keep up with the newer gas or electric-powered sawmills.
When the mill shut down, more efficient mills were being built. This one made lots of sawdust and lots of waste.
The mill closed in 1964, but in 1992, the Sturgeon family and a group of former workers regained interest in the steam mill and then decided to restore it so younger generations could get a hands-on experience on running the mill.
There we go. Did I just get hired on accident? Oh, no.
Today, more than 60 volunteers donate their time to run the mill. Even logs are donated from people who lost redwood trees during storm damage.
And we have a program where if you have redwood logs on your property and you get them to us, then you get half the lumber. We'll cut whatever you want.
The old steam whistle may not blow daily, but when it does, it sure brings back memories of a more simplistic time. From Sturgeon Sawmill in Sebastopol, I'm John Bartell. Hope to see you on the Backroads.